I'm just getting back in from the theater. I just saw Eileen. It stars Thomasin McKenzie and Anne Hathaway. And I gotta tell you, it was torturous. Like, this film was so boring. It is going to rank high on my worst of 2023 list. This movie was so bad, and it ends so abruptly. It has no finality. It's not good. So Thomasin McKenzie plays the titular character, Eileen. And Eileen is a young, I don't know if she's a corrections officer, but she works at a detention center. She's given the worst jobs at the facility that nobody else wants. All of the other employees are elder. And so they give her the work that they don't want to do. And she's sort of ostracized from the rest of the staff. And Hathaway plays Rebecca. She is a Harvard grad who is a psychiatrist who is going to turn the facility's morale around and offer services to the detainees. Well, she and Eileen, they form an unlikely bond. And there's a turn for the worse. So Eileen has a dad who is a retired police captain who is a drunkard. He doesn't even like his daughter. He's miserable at work and she's miserable at home. So the only pleasure that she has in her life is being around Rebecca, played by Anne Hathaway. And it sort of has this twist, basically like throw mama from the train. Just a little bit. It's not as good as that film, but just a little bit. Eileen wants help killing her dad, but she ends up inadvertently killing a woman, and then she and Rebecca have to come up with this plan to blame it on her dad to get rid of him finally. But Rebecca stands her up, and so she, has no way to cover her tracks after killing this woman. I mean, I'm bored even talking about this film. And the acting, for me, I feel like they just dialed it in. Like, they really did phone in the acting. And I don't blame them. I blame the project. It seems so unfinished and unproduced. And I do think that the soundtrack is good. This is a time period piece in the 50s and 60s, or the 60s, I'll say. And so the music is soulful, and I thought that was good. But it seems like they put more money into the licensing of these songs than they did into the actual production value of the story. Because the plot is just, it's just boring. This is a streaming movie at best. And the trailer did not sell me one bit, but there's literally nothing else to see in the theater this weekend. Nothing new other than this. I've seen everything else, and I know in the next couple of weeks we're going to get bangers. But this week it's just Eileen. So I was like, let's just go. Worst case scenario, we can charge the car. I was bored out of my mind. There is nothing interesting about these characters or the story. There's no originality, and the ending just ends. What a waste. This will be on one of my worst of the year. It's not the worst. Paint still holds that crown, but it's going to rank high because this just isn't a good film. I think it's a streaming movie, and I would encourage you to wait until it's streaming. There were two of us there tonight, so I get the sense that nobody else wants to see this film in the theaters anyway. At any rate, Eileen is currently in theaters now. Are you planning to see it?